Good day everyone. Today we will be discussing the bureaucratic leadership. The bureaucratic leadership is a leadership style that focuses on strict rules, policies, and procedures. It highlights the hierarchy and the authority, and also the clear lines of responsibilities for all that are involved. So, what are the characteristics of a bureaucratic leadership? First characteristic that we have is that the bureaucratic leadership is rule-oriented. Leaders and workers must strictly follow company policies and laws, and also the standard operating procedures. Next we have is it is hierarchy based. So decision usually comes from those above, such as the executive and the CEOs, because they are the one that creates the rules. So all the words of the higher ups or the executives must be followed. Next characteristic that we have is job security and stability. So employees in a bureaucratic type of leadership knows exactly what they need to do because the rules and responsibilities are clearly stated and defined. And lastly, we have the limited flexibility. So in a bureaucratic type of leadership, innovations and creativity are often restricted because everyone must follow the rules. So if the rules does not state something, then you cannot do it. So you don't have room to improvise, or in other words, be creative. There are many advantages when it comes to using the bureaucratic leadership. First we have is that the rules and procedures are clearly stated. So this in turn reduces the confusion for the employees. So everything that the employees must do is clearly written in the rules, and also everything that they don't need to do are clearly stated also. So everything has procedures, so everything has steps that they must follow. So they do not freestyle, or they do not need to be creative into what they are going to do. The second advantage of a bureaucratic type of leadership is that it gives consistency and stability. Consistency and stability here means that because the work of the employee is just repeating over and over, and it is the same work over and over, therefore they have time and they have all they need in order to familiarize themselves with the work. So after every time they do the work, they get better at it, they get more consistent, and the output that they give out, or the work that they give out, becomes the same and even better as time progresses by. The third advantage of a bureaucratic type of leadership is that it promotes fairness. So every decision that they make is based on the rules. So there are no biases. You cannot influence a decision if it does not align with the rules of the institution. The fourth one is that accountability is ensured in a bureaucratic type of leadership. So because everything is clearly stated in the rules, and every job has a definition in the rules, so we can keep track of who messed up or who to give a promotion or a raise. However, a bureaucratic type of leadership also has its faults, or what we call disadvantages. First we have is that it lacks flexibility. So when changes come, a bureaucratic type of leadership is not advised to be used. That is because it is based on rules, and rules cannot change on a whim. So it must undergo procedure. So it's not flexible that we can change or we can adapt anytime. We must still follow the rules. The second disadvantage is that it discourages creativity and innovation. So, as I've said, a bureaucratic type of leadership is not good when it comes to change. So it stays stagnant all most of the time, because if ever there's a new idea, it needs to be approved by higher ups. So if the idea comes from the employees, then it most likely will take longer time. So they might feel that their ideas are not validated. So that is why it discourages creativity. So it encourages only to follow the rules and not to think of anything else. The third disadvantage of a bureaucratic type of leadership is that decision making of this type of leadership takes quite a while or is slow. So there are lots of approval needed in order to do something. So therefore, it takes a while in order for actions to be applied. The fourth disadvantage of a bureaucratic type of leadership is that employees may start to lose their motivation because they feel that they're just following orders. So this ties well with the one previous disadvantage also, when that the bureaucratic type of leadership kills creativity and innovation. So when it comes to the opinions of the employees, it doesn't really matter that much in a bureaucratic type of leadership. That is because the rules are the main focus point of this type of leadership. So as an employee, you will feel that you are not valued if you are in a bureaucratic type of leadership environment, because all your opinions will be disregarded, or at best case scenario, it may take a while for it to be validated by the higher ups. The last disadvantage of a bureaucratic type of leadership is that it may cause customer dissatisfaction. So this is connected to the slow decision-making process of the bureaucratic type leadership. So when it comes to customers, their satisfaction must be guaranteed. So that means you must be effective, fast, and even courteous when you are dealing with customers. And this is not always the case in bureaucratic leadership, because every action needs approval. Then in order to get approval, you must first go to proper procedures. So the decision and actions may take a while. This may be a problem when it comes to dealing with customers, because customers needs fast or quick reaction to their problems. Therefore, bureaucratic is not the type of leadership you need in businesses that needs fast and reliable action.
These are examples of bureaucratic. First, these organizations that deal with money management, including accepting deposits, lending money, investing, and offering financial services, and for example, commercial banks and investment banks. Next is companies involved in producing goods using labor, machines, tools, and chemical or biological processing. Example is food manufacturing. Third is government. Funded schools for basic education, which is K-12, managed by the Department of Education. Fourth is universities. Higher education institutions offering undergraduate, graduate, and postgraduate degrees. Last one is school administration. The group of people responsible for managing the operations of school, ensuring effective education delivery. That's all. Thank you.